Yo, what up? Sit back, relax. This is my channel, Sequential Geek. That's right. You are listening to Sequential Geek. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Greetings. Bunch of comics. Few online buys, but damn, I think these are all just from Vision Comics and Oddities. That's right, out here in the Denver area. Started off with a couple of Swamp Thing comics. Had a few more, but I'm waiting on filling in some gaps in the runs of this Elemental story. Yeah, those Ian Miller covers came out around 1991 are pretty dope, but this is Swamp Thing. This is from the first volume of Swamp Thing. Ran from 1972 to 1974. And this is issue number 4. Came out May 1973. First appearance of Swamp Thing is by the creators involved in this comic, Chad Landwine, the writer, Bernie Wrightson. Cover and interior illustrations, inks, finishes. Wow. Matthew Cable and Abigail Arcane crash into the moors of Scotland. The premise behind this: while Swamp Thing was hitching a ride, so yeah, that was $4. No, $6. That's Swamp Thing 93. That is a painting by John Toddleman from March 1990. Doug Wheeler's story. Then that led up to that Elemental story I was just talking about. You know, we got a newsstand of issue 6, just not a number 7, it turned out. So, Punisher War Journal, number 7, part 2 of a 2-part saga. Jim Lee art. Some dinosaur poachers that they come across while they're fighting. In the middle of Africa. I remember when this first came out. God, pretty badass. I think there's a Derek Robertson doing the art, possibly a Garth Ennis story, yeah. Punisher and Wolverine crossing paths in a Punisher comic book. Came out like 20 years ago, but yeah, this second part right here, Punisher War Journal number 7. It's Carl Potts' story, by the way. He did the layouts for the whole entire artwork as well. Jim Lee did the finishes. That Jim Lee great right there is July 1989. July 1991. These painted covers for issues 31, 32, and 33. If I can find them in newsstand for $8 and under and VF or better, I'll buy it. I mean, I know there's all this price correction going on right now, so I got this for $3. Nice high grade newsstand. Punisher War Journal painting. It's by Bob Larkin. Joe Gisco does the painting for cover 31, and it's Tom Palmer cover that he painted for issue 33, FYI. This is like my third copy in newsstand. Just got it for kicks because it was basically just $3. All right, y'all. Got some serious business. It's a couple covers from now. It's a pretty serious cover. Didn't really mean it to be that way. But these are the only Vietnam Journal comics they had, and so I bought them out. I've got like issue, I think number 2 that's coming in the mail. I got issue number 4, 8, and now I got 14. This ran for 16 issues. By the way, written and drawn by Don Lomax. Yeah, his wife, Rose Lomax, I think she does some inking in the later issues. Like I'm talking Desert Storm Journal, but these Vietnam journals are Don Lomax writing, illustrating, inking. And it's the experiences of this guy. He gets the nickname Journal. Nighthammer is his last name. And this guy, he's got the nickname Journal. He's a journalist in Vietnam. And the cool thing about these stories is it's not just historical fiction. It's also from the point of view of a journalist. Apple Comics got issue number 1. The second one, I don't know if I'd really call that an error variant, but there's a sucker ball in every minute, right? So yeah, that's trade bait for an so-called error variant. Yeah, see? So this one will be $12, and I'll sell you this one for $6. Yeah. So I got 2 copies of Vietnam Journal, issue number 1. Like I said, they ran for 16 issues, and then they had continuing stories by Don Lomax in a comic book called Vietnam Journal Tet 68. Because these Vietnam Journal stories take place in 67. This first issue takes place February 1967. Came out in cover date November 1987. Vietnam Journal 14, cover date June 1990. Takes place December 1967. Just got to get a couple more issues to finish that run. So I just completed my Desert Storm Journal run. I got a couple copies of Desert Storm Journal number 1 with General Schwarzkopf. There's 2 covers for issue number 1. I think the rest just only have 1 cover. So I got the Saddam Hussein cover. From a previous purchase, I got issue number 2. The rest of these I bought in the past couple weeks, like the rest of this haul. These are all from Apple Comics. And now the Desert Storm Journal stories are inked by Don Lomax's wife, Rose. All right. If I recall correctly, it was January 16th, 1991. It's the first day of Desert Storm. First official day the offensive began. And we got issue number 3 there on the left. Issue number 4, the Scud missile's going. In a previous comic book haul, I reviewed a handful of comics, and one of them was issue number 3. And once again, it was really cool because, well, number 1, the artwork's really detailed, and it's historical fiction, so you've got a lot of attention being paid to the details of people's clothing and behavior and such, historical references that they make to music, for example. But it's also, once again, the point of view of a journalist. So I think issue number 3 was where the CIA or some U.S. intelligence agencies were just trying to keep all the journalists in check and making them feel threatened that they're going to get their press pass taken away. They don't print the right thing and they can't go anywhere and do their job. So interesting, well-written stuff. Not really political, it didn't seem. I mean, like he was pontificating or trying to point his finger is my point. Flowed well. Great artwork. So first issue number 4. Desert Storm, issue number 5. 4 came out in April 1992. Number 5 was published in June, cover date 1992. Issue number 6. Issue 7. Issue number 8. In March 1993, the final issue. Issue number 9, Desert Storm Journal. Written and drawn by Don Lomax with art by Rose Lomax. So I was going through some of the bins that were in the corner, kind of by the manga and the magazines, different types of pop culture magazines and horror magazines from the past 50 years. So picked up some interesting stuff, and in a box that was right next to the some of the manga back issues they had in the corner, found these Comico comics. And I know y'all are into like Comico, all the cats that I keep up with, the usual suspects. So check it, man. Comico issue number 3 and issue number 7. The reason I got these, because I already got issue number 1 and 2, but they're in direct. And these were the next issues that they had that were actually in newsstand. I think there was like a few in between issues. I had a bunch of nicks on the spine. Not really no Grendel. I figured $4 a piece. Newsstand for something like Comico. It's got like a little print run. Hella nice condition. But I was looking at this, between this and that Vietnam Journal number 14 cover, it's like, damn, talk about violence against women, shit. But I mean, that's just like the zeitgeist influencing me saying that, because if you look at that cover of Ultimate Spider-Man, like that first Miles Morales run, I think it's like issue 6 or 7, where Scorpion is strangling Miles Morales with some chain, I think it is. So that's a pretty serious cover. It's a superhero comic. It is what it is. Right here we got Comico issue number 3 and issue number 7 in newsstand. It's out of December 1986 and April 1987. Matt Wagner doing the script, and the artwork, interior, as well as that amazing cover, is by Arnold and Jacob Pander. Don't you know? Yo, let's just stop and appreciate this for a minute. Sick. Issue number 7. Oh yeah, next up, couldn't believe I found this. Pacifica Publishing. Like metal? Surf Crazed. In this issue, Riders of Steel, Surfing with Madonna, and more. Hell yeah. Beautiful. Fantastic. Surf Crazed issue number 4. Oh, yeah, some spine ticks right there and there. Hey, can't complain for an unexpected gem like that. It's out of 1991. It ran for a total of 6 issues, and the creators that are credited for this comic are Roy Gonzalez and Salvador Paskowitz. Can you read this name? I can hardly see this. My vision right now is a little... Ryoichi Kami. For the first time in English. That is issue number 6. Really nice cover. Lovely artwork. It's from March 1998. Yu Komari. Yu Komari. I think that is the alias of Spider-Man in the comic. And Dr. Inumaru. Inumaru. Sounds like Inhuman. I don't know. Dr. Inumaru. This ran for 31 issues from 1997 to 1999. X-Men the Manga, issue 3, out of April 1998. Found this in the same bin as I did those Grendel comics. As well as this. It's from a different imprint. Marvel Mangaverse. Whereas, you know, these were first time in English. This was just made for the American market. Peter David script. Leah Hernandez doing the artwork. It's kind of a new Marvel era. This is before Tsunami. Please keep that in mind. A lot of this Marvel Mangaverse stuff that came out before the year, like, you know, 2004. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I think this came out around the year like 2002. Sasumi Brown is the principal of Ikanabo School. At day and at night, she is this crime-fighting Punisher. All right, then. Supreme Power. Special Ediciones. Let's just say B cover of the special edition. The Casada cover. It's J. Michael Straczynski, Gary Frank. They reimagined that Mark Grunwald Power Supreme characters. Ended up having to take over Earth, I think, in that storyline. So yeah, I'm not sure, because see how this looks like a map? I'm wondering if the original cover to this was actually the Declaration of Independence that showed him burning. Not sure if anybody has the 411 on that. Never got published. I think that was just like a test image I saw online. So they're trying to promote the comic. All right, so I got that for $4. It's a cool cover, nice special edition. Is this the new variant cover to Berserker? Or did I just buy this to commemorate the 15th part of a comic book haul?
69! 69, dudes!
Printed by Opus. Issue number 4, cover B. Want to see something cool? I showed the 4th issue of this. Found it randomly. And I was like, yo, I want to check this out. So this ran for 8 issues in the first volume in 1990. So the first 4 issues, I mean, they've had like science fiction versions of this, whatever. But this is the horror edition. I think they're mainly kind of like more horror, macabre type motif, but it does vary. And it's published by TSR. And it's like some type of gaming module comic. I just like the concept. It wasn't that difficult to find some nice copies. So I think there was only one printing of these. Like I said, they ran for 8 issues in the first run. This is the first 4 issues. I don't know who does the covers of these. Let me know. I do know that Linsner does the cover for issue number 2. Pretty cool. All right, here's the back of issue number 3. Want to take a look inside? Huh. We got here Pat Olive pencils and Aiken inks. Buzz Dixon and Marv Wolfman are the writers. Are you scared yet? I'm not impressed with the interiors, but I'm psyched they got it because the covers look fucking cool though. But yeah, the interiors look like something like if you're gonna hire somebody just to make a comic book for your work, you know, and maybe some of your workers would be characters in the book. And then this is what they would make. Sorry. I mean, this isn't such a bad pen up here, but R.I.P. Roleplay in peace. Huh. I like the concept. Adapting top secrets, SI to horror. Huh. This is page 39. Page 40. Well, cool covers at least. And I ended up with a double of issue number 4, which is not so bad because of all the issues. My issue 4 that I bought earlier didn't have any of the scuff here, so this is my giveaway. That's not so bad. Okay, what is this? Communicable. All right. Interesting. That's a great idea, though, with TSR. So, I was able to get the first issue in like pristine condition for, I don't remember how much I paid for it, like 85, 90 bucks. And I was just on the fly. They randomly had this stack of pristine mint copies of Wizard, like the first 30. And I went back. So then I found this pretty cool looking issue of number 9. Got that for $4. And I got issue number 13. There's an Eric Larson Savage Dragon card behind that, but I just thought that was cool too because it's got that Psylocke card. Then I do have an unopened poster from that I originally bought from like around the same time. I think it was like 2002. This one is from, what does it say there? 2001. Sorry for the glare. 2001. So that was cool. It's like never before seen artwork. It's like an Alex Ross concept painting he did, which did translate into the modern Spider-Man look. I thought just that black and red really, I guess, is what making me refer to that. But man, an unopened poster book, stuff like this is definitely opened up, used a lot. I've seen posters, even just like those that are folded that you can get in comic shops for free. I've seen those go for, 10, 20, 30 bucks. So the disposable items of these iconic characters that people are investing in, hundreds of millions of dollars in the past 20 years, shit. You start noticing stuff like this, it's under $5. It's worth a try. Diversify my collection a little bit in that sense, more as like a collector, not as an investment. Stuff like posters is just super speculative. I'm just saying this for fun. So when you do that for fun, keep it beneath $5, definitely beneath 10. But all right, Wizard Poster Mania, awesome Ghost Rider, Venom. Dig that Venom. All right, check this out. Toxic, issue 7. This is out of Great Britain. It's co-founded by a bunch of creators that in the early 90s wanted to follow the same path as your Image Comics creator, where they expected to make early retirement money by owning their own IP, their own intellectual property, creating, managing, and franchising their character-based assets. So one of the co-founders here is Pat Mills, and he was the founder in 1977 of, 2000 AD, that magazine. Don't you know? So that cover is by Enrique Alcatena. Pretty cool painting. Caught my eye to that is because that's from May 1991. Just thinking, it's like another Spawn looking image there. Anything that kind of looks like Spawn, just leading up to his approach, him being published. That even with those long like blades, you got like the influence of Faust as well. Just stuff that was part of the zeitgeist at the time. So just thought that was a cool novelty as a collector. That's what caught my eye to that, because they had a bunch of back issues of Toxic. They didn't have the first one, but they did have a few single digits, and then this didn't run for very long. This only ran in the year 1991. It was 31 weekly issues, and their whole idea of getting rich, turns out they had trouble paying their creators, so they declared bankruptcy. Yeah, 31 weekly issues, and there's all these comics that I point out, all these indie comics that are so great, and I say how great it is that they just go out there and go for it. But a lot of those that I'm pointing out are the successful ones. But hey, you go out there, you do it. It doesn't last, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's something to be ignored in the back issue bin. And I see something like this, I don't know about it, do a little research. Well, shit, now I know. You got this guy Pat Mills competing with his alma mater, 2000 AD. He's got this character, Martial Law, which is in contrast to, what's his face? Judge Dredd. So I don't know what was up with that, but I was trying to compete with Judge Dredd. Seems like too niche of a market to try and pull that, but that was one of the characters that this title was known for. It's one of their headliners. But anyway, Toxic number 7. Macabre takes out the Church of Jesus Cool. That's right. So that's an Alan Grant story with Enrique Alcatena doing the interior art for that 7-page story. And then Pat Mills got a 7-page story that he does with Kevin O'Neill. That martial law story. The publisher is Apocalypse. Check it out. Hello. Righteous. Nice. It's either what? Tom Palmer or Dave Dorman? I don't know. Damn, it might be the same cover as Dark Horse Presents. Like 38, 36. Yeah, cover date February 1990. Dark Horse Presents number 36. That's the B cover. Dave Dorman. Quick image of Macabre. Didn't get a chance to show that a minute ago. All right. As I move it and groove it. Now, like these next, 12, 13, I got just today, just this afternoon. And I'm going to wrap this up with some few dope ass buys I got in the mail. All right. Let's do it up real quick here. Today's buys. Ashcan edition, Lady Rawhide, Don McGregor's story, Esteban Maroto. It's a supplement to Wizard, the Guide to Comics. That's an old Mexico era vigilante. Steals from the rich, gives to the poor. Lovely Esteban Maroto art. Art Adams, Star Wars. Star Wars. Classic. Star Wars. A New Hope from Dark Horse. Classic. Original cover price. A classic. $2.95. So it doubled in price, ladies and gentlemen, from $2.95 to $6. Wow. Roy Thomas story, Howard Chaykin art. This reprints 1977 Star Wars issues 1 through 3, the original comic book series from Marvel. June, August, and September 1977. It all began. Oh yes, it's also important to note in the back there are pre-production sketches by Ralph McQuarrie and John Molo. Or is it pronounced Moyo? But McQuarrie, he's known for, I think, that Age of Rebellion, Boba Fett concept sketch art. Keep your eye out for his books in used bookstores. You could find some of those old Star Wars trade paperbacks, or even some like mini hardcovers from the late 70s, early 80s. And it's the like concept sketch work by Ralph McQuarrie. Some amazing stuff. Really beautiful line work going on, some illustration work, draftsmanship, essentially. Some works of engineering that he drafted up. Yeah, Ralph McQuarrie. So, Star Wars: A New Hope. Can I just reference that and then not try and show you some of it? I mean, I know this isn't great condition, but Han Solo. think that's Jabba. Not sure if that little furry guy there is Chewbacca. What's up with that? Yeah, the classic Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I think it's in 2 issues. The first issue, the Ralph McQuarrie concept sketches on the back of that are pretty dope because they've got sketches of Boba Fett. But those classic Star Wars Empire Strikes Back stories, in my opinion, from what I know, those are the first reprints of Boba Fett's first appearance. FYI. Of which they never made a True Believers reprint, I noticed. Same thing with Avengers #1 for True Believers. FYI. I was kind of hoping for that, but I don't think they're doing those True Believers anymore.
They had to spend millions setting up huge chunks of steel so they could scream back then and made it kill innocent innocent.
All right, Free Comic Book Day, Star Wars Tales, A Jedi's Weapon. No stamp. I decided to nab it because this damn thing is actually, what is that? $8. Oh, ouch. It's a 12-page story. Not even a full comic book. Manuel Garcia art, Henry Gilroy script, Hayden Christensen photo cover. I think it's just him and Obi-Wan. He ends up like losing his lightsaber in the story. So, Dark Horse and Lucas Books. Not bad condition with these comics. Let's get this right. X-Men, the movie, prequel. Wolverine. Yeah, it's concept, J. Lee sketch, Dynamic Forces exclusive cover. 1822 out of 2,000 copies. Came out in May 2002. Yeah, like I said before, I dig Dynamic Forces as long as it's got that seal. Doesn't look like it's been fucked with and comes in like it's already been bagged like this. You know, the more people take care of it, the more you can make a legitimate sale with this. And just is more of a legitimate collectible for you to say that you got something. If you say you have this, but then it doesn't have the seal, well, it doesn't help. That's all. Collect, do you. This is just how I'm collecting, you know. Damn. Leave me a comment if you like it or if you don't. J. Lee sketch cover, Dynamic Forces limited edition. X-Men the movie Wolverine prequel. Figure something like this with the whole reboot with the MCU. Y'all know where I'm going with that already, all right? I've shown these before. I love the dark one. Incredible artwork. This is issue number 5. It's Greg Williams painting. It's out of May 1988. This is Jatari. Got a cougar on the back cover. Each book had a different back cover. Yeah, Greg Williams, the dark one. Written, illustrated, inked. Some amazing stuff. Sorry for the glare. Yeah, pretty cool. Previous to the Water Wars limited series, you had just a regular Animal Mystic series I'd shown before. Doug Williams, the Dark One, he was also known for doing Klor. It's Centaur, anthropomorphic. It's this crazy, like medieval fantasy slash sci-fi mix-up, mashup. It's a great idea. It's his own thing. Seriously. Had to say it. Yo, August 2003, September 2003. X-Men, Phoenix, the Strip Club, Legacy of Fire. I got doubles of issue 1 when it first came out. This is Ryan Kinnard's, Kinnard, Ryan Kinnard. This is his story, his 3-issue story arc. Mr. Ryan Kinnard was given the opportunity to do this 3-issue, just amazing own world one here. This incredibly sexy version of Phoenix. Jenna Pyre, Pyre, Jenna Pyre is this character here, and she's trying to, the MacGuffin is this Phoenix sword she has to get from the Shadow King. I don't know. But yeah, I already got 2 copies of the first issue when it first came out and saw these. Pretty damn pricey though. Yeah, let them gouge me that time. Damn. Strip of Phoenix. Issues 2 and 3 of a 3-issue story. Gabrielle Del Otto and Adi Granov doing Gamora. It's on the left. That's Annihilation Ronin, issue 3 of 4. A cover first print. And that's just Gamora taking on Ronin. Something about she's trying to reestablish her rep. I don't know. I didn't read these when they came out. I'd love to get the time to do that. Yeah, this was like when you saw how, I don't know, Civil War and Secret Invasion. In my last vid, I kept saying Secret War. I meant Secret Invasion. Happened around like 2006. Yeah, they were trying to create all these events just so people reading them would know all those characters are under the same brand name umbrella. And this was a great idea, though, that Quesada followed through on with the Annihilation stories. First, in 2006, you had just Annihilation. And then on the right there, that's Annihilation Conquest, November 2007, for that 6th issue of Nova. Yo, I mean, yeah. For a time when everybody was hyping up variant covers for just a regular A cover, both of those, it's pretty bomb-ass fine paintings for regular cover price. So, yeah, Adi Granov on the right, Lady Gamora. Del Otto Gamora. Check it. Ronin issue number 3. And they had like 3 separate stories. I don't think they were all like 8 issues, and just these like government, I think it was sort of along the lines of these government super soldiers that decided to take over the government. They got so powerful. It's one of those stories where you have the superhero, wherever they come from, end up taking on the government, where they get so powerful, they end up wanting to do their own thing. Like I said, you had Mark Grumwold's, what was it, Supreme Power, at Rob Williams and Trevor Harrison's Class War out of Comex. Now you got this Warren Ellis trilogy. One of the stories, the sets of their limited series for this whole story arc, for this whole saga, this opera that they created as Black Summer. Mark Grunwald did Squadron Supreme. J. Michael Straczynski is the one that did Supreme Power. It came out like 20 years ago. Anyway, superpowered people take it on the government, take it on the world, taking it over for to do their own thing or for revenge or whatever. Some crazy shit right here. On the left is limited to 1,000 copies. Is that right? The Wizard World Chicago edition. Yup. 1,000. All right, that's why it's $6. And we got the wraparound right here. Issue number 1. All right, you want to see what the other side is? Of course. Oh man, shout out to Big Old Bo again, man. Yo, thank you for giving that Fraser Irving story shot, Fort, from Dark Horse Comics. Was it Lenkov, I think was the writer, but Fraser Irving did the artwork, and just does some amazing stuff. You got a Grant Morrison story right here with Fraser Irving. First issue, I randomly saw this. When I saw Fraser Irving, first Grant Morrison caught my eye, but then when I saw Fraser Irving, I was like, oh yeah, I love Fort. It's cool that Big Elbow featured that comic in one of his recent hauls. Like, fucking A, man. Thanks for the shout out. So, don't know anything about this, just know it's Fraser Irving. It's published by Legendary Entertainment. I think they had a deal at one point for distributing those early Marvel movies, like that early Iron Man movie when he took on the Mandarin, and those first 2 Ultimate Avengers movies. Anyway, Legendary Entertainment. Who knows? Maybe this will be a movie, right? Option for a movie is like the hollow foil cover of the early 21st century. So, yeah, definitely a grain of salt. Yo, so curious to see Fraser Irving's artwork in this. So, oh, nice feel on the pages, though. Huh. Whoops. Let's see. Thank you so much for coming along this whole ride with me. Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers, number 185. Pretty cool, isn't it? That's right, out of 1979. Cover date July. It's a George Perez cover. Terry Austin inks. Yet the interiors are John Byrne illustrations. Dan Green inks. And yeah, that's Mark Grunwald and Stephen Grant doing the story with David Michelini's script. Got 3 people plotting it. Interesting. Origin story of Pietro and Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. She gets some reoccurring visions in her dreams that lead her to revisit Wundagore Mountain. So she checks out her roots. The Yesterday Quest. Including shipping. It is a direct edition. Right, nice corners. Digging that spine, right? Including shipping. $25. That's a lie. Psych! I played. Oh, yeah. I paid pandemic prices, you think? $52.50? Yeah, yes. Oh, yeah. That ain't nothing. What'd you say? I'm crazy? You said something about I'd be crazy, you say? Go loco? You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh. Motor City Comic Con. Now, this is from the 2005 Comic Con. That was the first comic book convention I ever went to. I mean, like major one, you know. I've been to local cons before, a few years leading up to that. But like at the Knights of Columbus Hall, I think it's like Middle Belt Road and 7 Mile. Love that place. Love that place. This is something else. Check out that zombie ghoul. Al Feldstein from EC Comics fame, ladies and gentlemen. In addition to Trent Canigan from Creed, Ghost Rider fame, Vince Locke, known for his King Zombie stories, Dead World from Caliber Comics, Brian Pulido, writer creator of Evil Ernie and Lady Death, founder of Chaos Comics, and Tommy Castillo, outlaw comic artist. At the time, he was on staff at Chaos. Yeah. Novi, Michigan. It's not even in Detroit. So the new Michigan Comic Con that just started up in 2019, that's in Detroit. Joe Louis. Yeah, with shipping, it's $84 altogether. And you said 80 for what? Yeah, $84. This was just $12. $12. That's it. I know it says 30 on the bag there, but no, I had that for $12. Motor City Comic Con 2014, the 25th anniversary of the Motor City Comic Con. Cover by James O'Barr, exclusive to the Motor City Comic Con 2014 25th anniversary program guide. I did not go to this one, but this is my 4th copy, I believe. I got 3, and then a 4th is autographed by O'Barr. I ended up getting online randomly. Not a bad price, $12. I don't see these very often online, so as a collector of James O'Barr, and like I've been pointing out in my past couple of videos, not all these Crow books are out of reach for you. I know that Caliber Presents #1 is out of reach. I showed Dead World #10, the Johnny Zero cover, James O'Barr's pen name. It's got that first advertisement for full page spread, the back cover of the Crow. I got that for just under $100. The Caliber Comics 4-issue limited series, that's pretty expensive. So, yeah, what else can you get? Well, check out Motor City Comic Con 2014 25th anniversary program guide. Keep your eye out for this. I mean, under $20. It's exclusive to a con that's from the city where the Crow takes place, where the creator artist is based out of, James O'Barr. 2 more to go. What's that? You want to see something else that was expensive? Another autograph. Faust, Love of the Damned. At this point, you know, Rebel Edition, there is no Rebel Edition. Rebel Studios, They did all the Faust comics from issue 9 onward to the last issue right here, issue 15. This one is autographed by the writer, David Quinn. Got this for $75 total. There is a blank variant for issue 14 and 15. And for adults only, as you can tell, graphic violence and sexual content, as well as drug use. This is the outlaw of all the outlaw comics. One of them, if not the one, right here. Right here, that's right, people. Took this comic, I think, like 25 years from the time it started. After Tim Vigil was working with Chris Christoph on Grips, he did 4 issues of that. And then the next year, I think in like 1988, 89, he started Faust under the North Star comic book publishing label. And then a few years after that, I think by 1991, the studio that David Quinn, the writer, and Tim Vigil had, Rebel Studios, took over. And they did their own cover for the first 8 issues, a Rebel Edition version. And then 9 through 15, they had just one cover. Don't you know, there's going to be a animated series on this. I'm not sure if it's Netflix or what, but yeah. Pretty fucking sweet, y'all. Graphic content. An animated medium. Interpreting Faust. God damn. It's about time. Something with some edge. Check it out. $4. This is from 1984. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars coloring and activity book. Anthony Kraft wrote this with Carlos Garzon doing the art. Does anybody want this coloring book? I know that in 2015 they did a facsimile of this. The pages are actually, there's some yellowing around the edges, right? I want it for the poster. That's why I got it. Let's check it out. Let's do that. Nice. Yeah, that's why I got this. I mean, there's already yellowing. You can see right there. This thing's done. If I really cared about the condition. But get this online for, I think, 18 bucks, just under 20. Pretty neat, pretty neat. All right. Yo, thank you so much for stopping by. Be that Sequential Geek. Yo, much appreciated. Swinging by, checking out my channel. Had a great time buying these books, showing them off to you. All y'all's comments are much appreciated. If anybody wants to know some great channels, obviously, yes, check out my playlist, but just check out the people that have been making comments in my vids. I mean, that's definitely my top 10 list right there. So, all right. Good times. Thank you for swinging by. Stay safe. If I don't make a vid in the next week, then have a happy gobble gobble. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. Peace.